What is up, guys? We are back for another diecast review. It's been a minute because Greenlight hasn't produced anything, so we're going to go ahead and review the latest addition to the collection. This is Autoart's 1/18 scale 2017 24 Hours of the Nurburgring winner. This is the 29 Monteplas by Land Audi R8 LMS for Team Audi Sport Team Land. This is, as I just said, produced in 1/18 scale by Autoart. Very nice collectible car. Now, this one here won the race because of a mistake in the pit lane, which it sounds crazy, but watch this video clip of the mistake in the pit lane, and they did end up winning the race because of the fact that they didn't put the fuel cap on. So here's the clip.
Oh, this is the 76 Porsche. So he's back out. There's high fives. Well, the team have done their job. Hugs all round as in comes Kelvin van der Linde.
The gap between the two Audis is going to be almost precisely the length of the pit stop for the number 9. He launched just as the number 29 car crossed the pit speed limit line.
And we're still waiting for the row racing BMW to get on to the Duttinger Hoa.
Yeah, and he hasn't finished sector 4 yet, Paul. You're right. Laptop is plugged in to the 29 Land Audi. Let's just put that software in and turn it up a bit, I think. Is there a spinal tap setting for 11 for that car? Because if it is, it's just been uploaded. The car is down. The tyres are on. And, oh, he's gone and stopped because they didn't have the fuel cap screwed back on. Can you believe it? And this is a disaster for Land. And this is exactly what they didn't need. As soon as it went down, the driver started going. And van der Linde now has to wait for the fuel cap to go back on. And they're still not finished putting fuel in. It's a disaster.
Row racing in Tiergarten, John.
They're going to lose second place here. They knew that that was an issue. They haven't got enough fuel in. As soon as it hit the ground, van der Linde dropped the clutch and it was gone. And here comes Row racing across the line. And into second place, and still the 29 Audi, they're struggling with this fuel cap. They may have damaged it. It's going up and they're changing tyres. They're going to put wets on it.
It's
they're going to put wets
on pit straight, John.
This might, can you believe this? That fumble might have put them in with a shout here, because they've been able to make a change when 30 seconds before, when they should have been down and gone. Unbelievable. Oh, it's soaking out the back.
It's all they've got left, but could it be the right move?
Out the back. Left rear is the last tyre to go on. Go, 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 go. He's been waved out. And Kelvin van der Linde is heading out. It's raining on the pit lane now.
It's raining heavily on the pit lane.
Oh, my goodness, the last roll of the dice. Mother Nature. Has Mother Nature decided this is the 29 cars race?
So as you can see, that's definitely a strange way to win a race, but fantastic nonetheless. So let's go ahead and dive into the review of this car. As I think I mentioned in the first part, I did pick this up from Gearheads here locally in Indianapolis. Fantastic, fantastic to pick up a car like this there. Definitely huge shout out to Bob. He's a fantastic guy to deal with. I've known him for years. And just all around amazing guy. If you're in Indianapolis, he is literally set up shop right in front of Indianapolis Raceway Park, or Lucas Oil Raceway, whichever you want to say it. But fantastic place. Love the guy to death, and definitely check out his shop and tell him that Kevin sent you. Seriously, fantastic dude, and great shop, great selection, and a lot of oddities, stuff that you would not expect to see. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off here at the front. Now, this is the first generation of the second generation of the R8. So this is before the Evo package that debuted in 2019, and obviously this is the first generation, or the second generation R8. Actually, I used to prefer the first generation R8 over this one. However, this one has become my favorite as time has gone on. Anyways, Audi Sport Team Land down here. On the dive planes, we do have carbon fiber detailing on them, and the same can be said for the front splitter itself. We have 3 sets of different lights. We have the main headlights here, and we also have the fog lights and the endurance spec auxiliary lights on the front grille. Whenever this car is set up for sprint races, you will not see those lights, but on the endurance races, you will. We have Dunlop, which is interesting to note because they practiced with Michelin tires. All the Audi Sport teams did. However, midweek they switched over to Dunlops. There was a little bit of controversy over that move, especially I believe there was a protest from the other manufacturers as well about this. However, that was obviously disregarded. We have the tow strap here, so if this car were to get beached in gravel or somewhere, they could tow it out, and that is a fabric, which is pretty typical for a Spark model, even their 143s as well. On the hood, actually, we do have the Audi Sport, or not the Audi Sport, the Audi 4 Rings, which is a separate part that is attached to the hood. Montaplast, and then also the number 29 Zurich ADAC Nordschrein, and then a little 25 hours of Nurburgring logo there. Now, interestingly enough, there is an inaccuracy on this car. We all know Autoart is well known for their accuracy. Also, the windshield banner, Gran Turismo, one of the event sponsors. And then up here in the corner, we have the leader light system. So this is actually a really cool leader light system. It has 3 numbers because there's over 100 entrants. It will show what position. Now, if it's the leader, it will flash with the number 1 showing, and then it will also show the driver that's in the car, the first 3 letters of their last name, which is very interesting. Now, the detail it's missing is the top 30 light. Now, that's a blue light that is down here above the leader light that will flash throughout the entire race, showing it's a top 30 qualifier. That way, some of the slower classes in this race can be alerted that one of the faster GT3 cars is right behind them. Now, in 2018, they would incorporate that flashing blue light into the leader light system. And how that works is, like, the number 1, if it was the leader, would still be flashing, but it would also flash the entire time blue if it was the top 30, and then it would also show their name, which would be flashing as well, which is kind of interesting. And then we have the typical Audi Sport design that they've kind of stuck with this design for the last number of years. They've obviously changed it, but you have the red line, the rhombus on the roof, and then the red line continuing on the opposite side of the car. And this is the Audi Sport kind of factory design, you know, all the triangles and rectangles on this car. The WRT team ran the same livery in this race as well. Not the same exact livery, but the same basic layout with silver, black, and red, while the 2 Montaplast Milan cars ran the green, white, and red. The 28 car, however, ran an inverse of this livery, so where it's white on this one, it was green on that one, and where it's green on this one, it was white on that one. However, that car did not fare too well. I think it ended up not even finishing. You have black mirrors on this car, which it's kind of this typical GT3 design with the loop up and then connect, you know, very aerodynamic oriented. Falcon Tires is a sponsor of the event, so obviously Falcon Tires on a car that has Dunlop tires on it, why? Well, it's an event sponsor, so all the cars have it, whether they run Falcons or not. Here we have the number with the Zurich ADAC logo, and then we have all of the contingency sponsors, I guess you'd say. And then Montaplast on the side. This car was piloted by Connor D. Filippi, Christopher Mies, Kelvin van der Linde, and Marcus Winkelhock. And as I mentioned earlier, I think I did, the doors open, but they are a little bit tricky. There we go. You do not want to pull on the mirrors to open the door. The mirrors will easily come off. I haven't popped the mirror off, but I'm just saying they feel very fragile because it's a loose plastic part, and you never want to do that. But there is a window net in here, which is interesting, and then there's a very detailed inside. Now, I know it's a little bit difficult to see on the camera, but the steering wheel has gauges and controls on it, and then you can kind of see right there the center console has a bunch of different controls on it as well. If you look at the door, there's carbon fiber detailing on it. There's a door handle, and then there's also a pull strap, which is fabric as well, on the inside of the door, and you can close that right up. Again, we have Audi Sport branded rims here, and then obviously the Dunlop tires. Now, these are the Dunlop slick tires, so it's not how it finished on the wet tires as you saw in that clip. And then if we look up here, we have Deutsche Post, which is a sponsor of the event. And then we have the Audi V10 engine, which sounds absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. It's one of the best-sounding GT3 engines. Actually, it is the best-sounding GT3 engine, which is also shared with the Lamborghini Huracan, if you did not know. And it actually sounds even better on the pit limiter. And then we have the number of the car on the back glass as well, and then the 24 Hours of the Nurburgring logo. On the back wing, we do have Montaplast, and then we have the Audi logo. One small thing I forgot to mention, there's a little V10 here because who the hell in their right mind, if it will focus, who the hell in their right mind would want a V8 R8? That's just like buying an R8 with no testicular fortitude. So anyways, here is the back of the car. You can see all the aerodynamic bits on the back. Now these are all see-through, as you can see by my finger going through the tire well, which is a very cool feature. It's something that Spark never even got right. But very nice to see the aerodynamic features. They are modeled in diecast. You can see the taillights, R8, the Audi logo, and then another toe strap with an arrow pointed to it. And then any bit of black on here has carbon fiber detailing to it. I know it's a little difficult to see. It has carbon fiber detailing to it, which is fan-frickin-tastic to see. And then you can see the back end of the motor. And then, yeah. On this side, it's pretty much the same. You can see the fuel filler cap, which they actually did a good job. It's not a Buckeye. It's actually a fuel cap. And then on the top, you do have 3 antennas. You have 1 long-range communication antenna, 2 more data antennas, and then you also have a transponder on this side. And then at the top, you also see all these arrows. This is the emergency escape hatch at the top of the car, which it became mandatory in GT3 cars around this time. If you open this door, you can see the door again has carbon fiber detailing, and then also it has that pull strap. And then you can kind of see in there on the driver's side a little bit better. You got the seat, the steering wheel, the console with all the controls. The fire suppression kit is on the floor. This car does have steering on it as well, which is pretty nice to see. Something that you definitely won't get with a Spark model. You have the windshield wiper up here as well. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And then this front grille is perforated through, so you can see into the radiator on the other side. And then you can also look down this hatch and see the radiator as well with the fan, which that's just a thin piece of silver metal. So you can theoretically put lights in here, like green lights like they did at whenever they raced the Rolex 24, and have the grille all lit up. That's an idea for someone customizing and all that if they so choose. But yeah, very, very well modeled car by Autoart. It's fantastic to see. I mean, this car went through a lot of adversity. It led a very big part of this race and then had a puncture, came back from the puncture, out in second place. And then that mishap in the pit lane, and then, you know, just the one momentary call to put wets on, placed them back in winning position. So fantastic recovery in the span of an hour for this team. So, you know, they definitely had a lot to celebrate at the end of that race. And it's probably one of my favorite 24 Hours of the Nurburgring I've ever witnessed. And that race also had a Glickenhaus on the pole, which was definitely a fantastic thing to see. But anyways, that's really it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely something a little different. The video clip, courtesy of Race Comp here on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel, fantastic. And the clip featured commentary from Radio Le Mans on there, which you probably heard of before because they do all the Le Mans commentary, Nurburgring commentary, 24 Hours of Spa commentary. Any sports car you can think, any sports car race around the world, they do commentary for. Even the 24 Hours of Dubai and Creventic and all those races. So, you know, thanks to Race Comp for uploading that. Thanks to Radio Le Mans for covering it. And thanks to Bob at Gearheads for having this car. And thanks to myself for purchasing it. And thank you for watching. So, anyways, that's it, guys. And next review, let's hope it's one of the new Indy cars. Yeah, so that's it for this review, guys. Thanks for watching, as always. Peace out.